Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when you are watching this. Welcome to your first History of the Americas Virtual Learning Week agenda. And this is, of course, for the week of March the 23rd through the 27th, 2020. Now, if you noticed, I've already posted yesterday, I'm recording this on Friday, I already posted yesterday your virtual learning expectations video. And I went ahead and also put down a notes um, formative for that, just so I can make sure that you guys are paying attention and you know exactly what you need to do. Um, so that's already in there. That'll be the first thing that you do. Now, for the rest of this week, one of the things that we'll be doing is kind of doing a little bit of review just to get your brains kicked back into thinking about rights and protests. Of course, right before break, we were looking at Latino Americans, very heavily looking at Mexican Americans with Cesar Chavez and his farm workers, the growth of the Chicano movement, the school walkouts, um, and the founding of La Raza Unida, and political action for Latino Americans. Um, the first thing I'm going to have you do after, of course, submitting your notes on the virtual expectations is the first step that you'll notice under the announcement there is to watch Viva la Causa. It's about 30 minutes or so, and it's going back and looking at Cesar Chavez and his farm workers strike. It's a little more in depth with just Cesar Chavez and his strike, the economic impact it had, and the not just the economic impact it had, but the impact it had on his movement. I'm just doing that to kind of get us re-engaged, looking back at the material again. As you'll see, you're going to have to take notes on that. Just quick, brief notes as you watch. Okay, in a Google Doc or a Word doc. But of course, just like with everything else, from now on, when it comes to notes, I'm going to have you submit that into Canvas on that external Turnitin drive, but only submit it in Canvas. It will, by itself, submit it to Turnitin.com. Only reason is I'm just making sure that those are your notes and not the notes of somebody else that you know, because you didn't take the time to watch it. You were doing something else, and I know it can be difficult to kind of gauge our time, and especially now that we're not physically in school. But you've really got to make sure you're doing it on your own, because otherwise, how do I know that you're getting the information? So anyway, that'll be the first thing that you do, and that takes watching that takes 30 minutes, a little more. In the notes, just take notes as you go. Of course, if you click on it, it's on the external link. If it doesn't work, give it a try in Safari. If you have any issues, like I said, email me, something along those lines. Get in touch with me. We'll try to work it out. Um, After that, your next job is going to be you're going to take notes on two sections of text. Now, you're going to be looking at Chapter 1, Sections 1 and 3 of Civil Rights and Social Movements in the Americas text. Um, you'll take notes and submit those in Turnitin, or not in Turnitin.com, but it will be checked in Turnitin because of the way I'm going to set up the assignments. And those will both be formatives. Now you say, well, okay, I'll just do that. Where do you want me to do the notes? So on and so forth. You'll notice I've linked to the text that you're going to use again at the bottom. It's one of the texts that you've been using for note taking, but I'm just going to kind of condense it down, make sure everyone's using the same text. It's just for ease. Also, when you go about doing that, so you can go ahead and watch Viva La Causa, do that on your own, do the notes, submit them. Then when it comes time for you to do the notes for these two sections, what I want you to do is you'll notice that under this video and instructions, there's going to be a notes how-to video. And this is for when you're doing your history notes. Watch that, okay, because that's going to tell you exactly how I want you to do the notes. Taking notes for every bold head section and the sources. All right, but watch it. Watch that. It will tell you exactly how to do the notes. Follow those instructions anytime we're doing note taking from here on out from the text. And we'll have note taking that we're going to have to do each week based on the material that I want you guys to cover. All right? But as far as what you turn in for work this week, other than making sure you're watching the videos, taking the notes as you need to, those are going to be the only 2 assignments. They'll go in as formatives, okay? Well, actually, technically 3, right? You've got your virtual workday expectations. If you haven't watched that until now, if you're watching this on Monday or Tuesday or whatever, that's fine. So the notes for that, the notes for Viva la Causa video on Cesar Chavez and his farm worker strike, and then the notes as I've outlined for how to take those from the text, Civil Rights and Social Movements in the Americas. Okay, so that's going to be 3 different things basically that you're going to submit by the end of this week. Sorry about that. That was my wife. I'll have to call her back in just a second. Hopefully you've got it. Any questions, text me, or not text me, email me, or set up a conference with me and we'll chat it out. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.